Think about your favorite fantasy movie. The hero walks into a dark cave, fights a massive dragon or a giant serpent, and saves the kingdom. Standard stuff, right? But thousands of years before Hollywood existed, humans across the globe were telling the exact same story. If you traveled back to ancient Greece, you would hear about Zeus blasting a 100-headed snake named Typhon. If you went to ancient Egypt, you would find priests praying that Ra, the sun god, would defeat Apophis, the giant serpent trying to swallow the sun every single night. Head over to Scandinavia, and Thor is destined to die fighting Jormungandr, a snake so incredibly large it wraps around the entire planet. How is this possible? These cultures were separated by thousands of kilometers, vast oceans, and centuries of time. They could not text each other. They did not share books. Yet, they all shared the exact same cosmic nightmare. Why did every ancient god have to fight a giant snake? The answer is not just a weird historical coincidence. It tells us something shocking about human history, how our brains are wired, and a real physical threat that our ancestors faced. The giant serpent is the oldest monster in human memory, and its story is actually the story of us. To truly understand why this pattern repeats across every continent, we have to look past the ink on ancient scrolls and look directly into our own biology. Historians have a specific name for this global pattern: Chaoskampf. It is a word that translates to the chaos struggle. Every culture had its own unique version of this fight, but the basic script never changed. In ancient Egypt, the world was seen as an island of order surrounded by a black ocean of pure, unpredictable chaos. The leader of that chaos was Apophis, a massive snake. Every night as the sun god traveled through the underworld, Apophis would attack his boat. If the snake won, the sun would never rise again. To the Egyptians, a giant serpent was the only thing standing between reality and total darkness. Meanwhile, Norse myths told of the Midgard serpent, a creature thrown into the deep ocean because it was too dangerous. It grew so large that it bit its own tail just to hold the world together. The Norse believed that during Ragnarok, this snake would come ashore, poison the sky, and engage in a final brutal showdown with Thor. We see this exact same pattern in the Bible with Yahweh crushing Leviathan, and in Mesopotamian myth with Marduk cutting the sea serpent Tiamat in half to create the heavens and the earth. Why a snake, though? Why not a giant bear, a massive wolf, or a terrifying predatory bird? Why did the ultimate enemy of the gods always have scales, a winding body, and a deadly venomous bite? To understand the myth, we have to look at science, specifically evolutionary biology. Humans did not start at the top of the food chain. For millions of years, our primate ancestors were prey. Our three primary predators were eagles, large cats, and snakes. But snakes were uniquely terrifying. A big cat you can hear moving through the brush. An eagle you can see circling in the sky. A venomous snake, however, is completely silent, perfectly camouflaged, and can kill you with a single bite before you even realize it is there. Because of this constant threat, primates developed an incredibly sharp visual system. There is a famous scientific concept called the snake detection theory. It argues that human vision evolved its advanced detail and color perception specifically to spot snake scales and sudden movement in dark forest environments. Scientists have conducted studies where they show infants images of different animals. Babies who have never seen a real snake in their lives will react faster, look longer, and show higher signs of neurological stress when shown a picture of a snake compared to a spider, a rabbit, or a flower. Our brains are hardwired from birth to fear the serpent. When ancient humans wanted to describe something that was dangerous, hidden, unpredictable, and deadly, they did not have to invent a monster. Their biology already had one built in. The snake was the ultimate symbol of the terrifying unknown. Our biology explains why we fear snakes, but it does not explain why these mythical serpents are always giant, why they live in the ocean, and why they cause massive floods. In almost every ancient myth, the serpent is tied directly to water. Apophis attacks in the underworld ocean. Jormungandr lives at the absolute bottom of the sea. Tiamat is the literal embodiment of the salt ocean. When these monsters move, they cause massive tsunamis, earthquakes, and global floods. This brings us to a stunning theory in geomythology. The end of the last ice age, roughly 12,000 years ago. During this historical period, the planet warmed up rapidly. Massive ice sheets, some kilometers thick, melted in a matter of centuries. Glacial dams broke, unleashing catastrophic walls of water across the globe. Sea levels rose dramatically, swallowing coastlines and destroying early human settlements. Imagine being an ancient human witnessing this. You do not understand global climate cycles or glacial melt. All you know is that the ocean, which used to be calm, has turned into a violent, writhing monster that is swallowing your home. How does the human mind process a massive, wavy, undulating body of water destroying the world? It visualizes it as a giant, writhing serpent. The sea serpent was how our ancestors recorded the most terrifying physical event in human history: global flooding. Now let us look at the deeper meaning behind these stories. Why does the god always have to fight and kill the snake? Every ancient civilization faced a massive structural problem. How do you build a stable society when nature is constantly trying to destroy you? If you do not build walls, wild animals eat you. If you do not dig irrigation channels, seasonal floods wash your crops away. If you do not establish strict laws, human greed and violence destroy the community from the inside out. To the ancients, the god represented order, law, and civilization. The giant snake represented chaos, nature, and raw destructive potential. When Zeus defeats Typhon, he is not just winning a physical fight. He is earning the right to rule. He is proving that order can conquer chaos. By killing the serpent, the god creates a safe, predictable space where humans can build cities, grow food, and write laws. This is the ultimate lesson of the myth, and it is why it still resonates with us today. Every time you clean a messy room, organize a chaotic project, or face a difficult challenge head-on, you are playing out the exact same ancient story. You are the god fighting the serpent. You are actively bringing order to chaos, protecting your resources, and ensuring your own survival in a chaotic world. It turns out that the giant serpents of ancient mythology were not just random monsters from old fairy tales. They were a brilliant mix of our deepest evolutionary fears, real memories of ancient climate disasters, and the eternal human struggle to build order out of total chaos. The most fascinating part? We still tell these exact same stories today. Harry Potter fights the giant basilisk in the chamber. The Avengers fight a massive, writhing alien space whale that looks exactly like a cosmic serpent dropping out of the sky. The monster never truly dies. It just changes its name to fit the modern world. Which ancient serpent myth do you find the most terrifying? Is it Thor's world-ending battle with Jormungandr, or Ra's nightly war against Apophis? Drop your pick in the comments below, and let me know if you think there is another reason our ancestors were so obsessed with snakes. If this video made you look at ancient history and human biology differently, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and share this with someone who loves history, science, or mythology. It helps the channel grow and ensures you do not miss our next deep dive into the mysteries of the ancient world. Thank you for watching. Keep bringing order to your own chaos, and I will see you in the next video.